quiet and private. We agreed in good faith with a company named Coyle LLC for a residential building, 3 floors, to be built, and we were waiting for construction to begin, only to find out 3 years later that all plans for this building were changed behind our backs without any of us being informed until the very last minute. In the last 2 weeks, we have been finding more and more information of how backroom deals are being made on the backs of hardworking citizens like us. Deceitful company shenanigans that pull the carpet out from under us and then are threatening to sue us for standing up for our rights. Now we discover they sent plan changes back in July of 2023 to council members, but yet made us sign agreements with them from September through December 23 without letting any of us know that they changed the plans.
Read the paper!
Again,
Why didn't you read?
lies, deceit, fraud, and corruption. Well, we are no longer blind. If we follow the money, according to the New York Post and the Controller, we see how DHS boss gave over $2 billion in shelter contracts to her sister, who happens to be the vice president of Westlaw, who plans to develop this property into a shelter. Does anyone here think it's a coincidence, or maybe a well-functioning scam between city agencies, real estate lawyers, and official representatives? I leave this for your judgment.
Chris, Valerie, of course, but Chris of DHS, and can you talk more about the proposal that was quote-unquote awarded, and what the renewal of the review process of this? And you mentioned that the community was notified, and very clearly by testimony, met the record reflect, it was not notified. So in addition to that, before you answer, I would like a translation of that. Thank you.
I'm appalled at the fact that nobody really called out the real culprit. The real culprit is sitting right here, Mercedes Narcisse. Because she is the one. Mercedes Narcisse knew in July of 2023 that this contract was going to happen. She is responsible for this. Mercedes is responsible for this. West have said that she knew, but she never informed us. Vote her out!
You heard this man. Raise your hand, right? You said you told the city council person in 2023 that it would be a shelter, right? You what the city council person knew. That's Mercedes. She lied to us in the alley. She said
protesting against the injustice of having a bait and switch at Coyle Street, where they're trying to build a homeless shelter instead of affordable housing, which are originally agreed upon. So stand with us if you agree, and share this video among your social circle so that it gets sent all the way to the mayor's office, and let our councilmen and councilwomen know that we do not support this bait and switch, and that we're appalled as a community, as a neighbors. We are appalled by this decision, and we do not stand for it. And as a community, we are coming together for our community board meeting, and we're coming out in the hundreds. And the meeting started already, but because we have too many people, they stopped letting us in. So now we're outside of Kingsborough Community College in protest to support our cause. So please share this message among your social circles and share it to your politicians that this community of Shisha Bay do not support the bait and switch of our neighborhood building a homeless shelter at the location of Coyle Street.
Of their own community. They don't want you up there. They have police officers to keep you out. This is a disgrace. They wanted to hear from the community, and now that the community is turned out in force.
This is local politics, right? And local politics is what? Democrats. New York State, New York City.
No shelter! 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 The owner of the property was asked how much.
This is your chance, okay, to tell the government and to get all those bureaucracy what you want, okay? We have to take the issue. Let it go. Everybody want to say something about yourself? Because this is your chance, okay? You tell the government. So now we need to stand up for ourselves. And we need to come together. And the next round, we need to go rally to the departments that are responsible. Whether it's the city council, the mayor's office, whoever it is. We need to come together strong, and we need to make our voice heard. Right. As well as at Wall Street, I'm hearing that they secretly are starting to build without our consent. So we need, as a community, to come together and stand there day and night guarding the location to make sure they don't secretly build without our consent. No shelter! No by having homeless shelter. Not saying that homeless shelter is not good, just not in our community here. Because we have daycare centers, we have schools, we have young children. We don't want any more additional crime around the areas of Freedom, Coyle.
No shelter! 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 No shelter!
The developers, they can't build affordable housing there. We do not cause them to build affordable housing. But there's no shelter.
No shelter!
Housing and shelter are two different things.
Yay! No shelter! No shelter! No shelter!
That's a good thing.
Yeah, we're holding our ground.
That's a good thing. And one guy came out. He said, you might have to, you might have to really put I'm not going to say nobody wants to get arrested. It's not good to get arrested, but keep protesting, keep fighting. Write the mayor, and maybe somebody put a lawsuit. Maybe somebody can sue. Maybe there's a lawsuit to put in against him and hold it through the court. Tie him up. Let him go through the court. Some way like that. Somebody needs to get if you need donations, you should maybe get donations, because it could cost, maybe get a lawyer. A lawyer can, maybe fight the city.
Yeah, we are community leaders working on that situation.
Yeah, that'd be really good if you could fight the city.
We are.
have
Thank
to
you for
fight
hearing
it.
by the way.
Yeah. At least a lot of people. I would say at the meeting tonight, 80% Chinese American.
They're
80, at least 80%. How much did you think?
Were you in the meeting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say 80%.
We were outside. We were not able to get in by the time we get there.
Why? Why wouldn't you let
They said
them?
this is max capacity has to be reached.
What?
The max capacity was.
They didn't let you in.
No, they didn't.
How many people were outside?
There are 400, 500.
Whoa! They didn't let you in.
This is inside already. They allow only 400 people in there, which I don't see.
It was packed,
It was packed, but
and
I'm not
they
so
almost
sure.
arrested a couple people too.
Oh,
Yeah, it got dicey in there, They want to arrest this lady, and they stood down. They didn't arrest her. The city makes hundreds of millions of dollars a year with the city, hundreds of millions of dollars a year. He's a big cat. He's a big cat. All right, anyway, no shelter, please no shelter. Please no shelter. Because also, if they put this up here, then the investment over here is not going to be, who's going to want to invest big money to develop this when that's coming in here?
I agree. We hope to see you whenever there's a rally and your people just come in.
I'm so happy to see that everybody came out.
We need more men. Yeah, we need more manpower.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Now,
This is
now
like-
you got to get the buildings department involved. You got to
Which
get the
we
buildings
already
department
did.
involved.
We get
Some
them
way,
involved.
I don't know. Politicians got to get to the mayor. But he already has the contract. This guy already has the contract signed.
Yeah.
He's got the buildings permit already signed. He's ready to stop demolishing this and building. The faster that he builds, the faster he gets his money every day.
Yep.
The faster he gets his contract. So, he's.
No, we're holding our ground here.
You could, they were giving ideas on how to stop them. How to really stop them. I don't know how to do it, but maybe not make it easy for them. That's for sure. It shouldn't be easy. Because this is really a bad thing. And they're probably making, I think I figured out $36 million a year, that guy tonight, were you at the meeting? Yeah. Who was at the meeting? You at the meeting? Right. So they said 36 million. So they say that there's going to be 175 apartments, and 175 apartments and 4 people per apartment, maybe 3 or 4. So they get 150 minimum. I have 300. So that's like $100,000 per day. Minimum. 100,000 a day that they get just for. that's $3 million a month. That's $36 million a year.
That's why no shelter here.
36 mil, no shelter.
This is not shelter, this is the money shelter.
But you should be very happy. Curtis Lewa really did a great job for the community too. You know, I know he's running for mayor, and he needs the vote, so everybody should vote for Curtis Lewa. Yeah, the whole Chinese community, every community.
We are.
Yeah, really.
Whoever helps me knows that, as long as this is not going to happen.
That lady lied to everybody. She lied to everybody.
Yeah, we're going to have a rally to pull her out.
She really lied to everybody.
Oh, I believe so. There are evidence that stating that she already knows that in 2024. And now in the hearing that just happened, and she said that she tried.
Oh yeah, she tried.
But he tried.
You know what she should have did? She should have told all of us.
No,
All of us. She should have told all of us. So at least we could say something. Hey, wait, no, and we could and rally then instead of having to rally now after they say that it's too late.
Yeah.
So that's not good. You know, I wouldn't make it easy on them. He owns. I spoke to that man. He owns 20 shelters in New York City. He owns 20.
I've been living in Sheepshead Bay since 1955. I've seen a lot of changes, but the plan for this shelter is the most ill-conceived plan I've ever heard. And the problem with these types of things is that in order to reach the powers that be, we need people like yourselves to turn out, to show their anger, to write their Congress people, to write their representatives, to be here, to be active, but you need media coverage. There should be trucks from CBS and NBC and PIX and so on. There should be on every news station, radio station, newspapers. Any reporters here from anybody? It's got to be covered, it's got to be publicized, because people don't know. And they don't know the extent that the good, hardworking people like yourselves are giving up their time, their nights, their energy, their money in some cases, to get the message across. This is a dire situation that needs the support of our Congress people, our representatives, our media. So keep up the effort, spread the word that we are a community that will stay together, hang together, and oppose anybody who tries to interfere with our right to bring our kids up in this neighborhood. Bless you all, and thank you. And we'll celebrate victory the next time we're together. Don't give up the fight.
Not an industrial. You can put it over there. Okay, guys? That's all I have to say. And before this, I should have said ni hao to everyone. Ni hao. All right? I know a little. All right? I love everyone here. Okay, guys? No more shelters, for real. No more over there. No more shelters. 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 Seriously, guys.
Here. And what they fail to tell the people who's coming in now, this is a flood zone we live in. And this homeless shelter is going to bring people from where we don't know them and put them in our community. And what happens when it floods again? Where are you going to put these people? How many times do we let the homeless be homeless? We don't hate homeless because a lot of Americans have one paycheck from being homeless. We sympathize with the homeless people. But this homeless shelter, how is it going to benefit us? What are we going to get out of it? Is half the place going to be for us in case we get homeless? We get homeless, we have to go all the way to Midwood. We have to go to FDR. We have to go to 86th Street. Do you know how terrible that is? Is this homeless shelter for Sheepshead Bay people? Is it going to help us?
on East 18 in Sheepshead Bay between Jerome and Voorhees was a sleeping hotel turned into a migrant center. Overnight, a migrant center. So don't think that can't happen here. I support you. It's not right what they're doing to us in this area. It's a dumping ground. Put it in your own neighborhood. Don't put it in our neighborhood. When listen, I'm with you. And the frustration and anger is so real. And so bless you, bless you, bless you. Peace, everyone. Thank you.
New tonight, the organization building a homeless shelter in Sheepshead Bay presented their plans for it in front of hundreds of Sheepshead Bay residents. And News 12's Daniela Rodriguez was at that heated meeting and brings us more on what those proposed plans are.
Concerns coming from those residents drowned out the voices of the presentation for the proposed shelter. The community went back and forth with the CEO of West Ham, which halted the presentation and turned into a heated Q&A. West Ham says the Coyle Street Family Center will be a 175-unit housing shelter for families with children, emphasizing there will be 24/7 year-round professional security. Many residents say they are open to affordable housing but don't want shelters in their neighborhood. But others say they understand why the community needs the shelter.
If it's for a family that is trying to either get a fresh start or to try to get away from a bad situation, they should be allowed to do that.
West Ham says they were awarded a contract by the Department of Social Services to pursue the development in 2023. Many say they were never notified of the shelter and believe 2134 Coyle Street was supposed to be a 119 residential unit building with commercial space.
How is this homeless shelter going to directly benefit us?
The CEO of West Ham tells us this is a 2-year project, which began today, and he hopes people give the shelter a chance, as he's seen other communities do once the shelter opens.
Just give us an opportunity. Come and volunteer at the shelter. Come and see the good work that we're doing. I want everybody in that room to give us an opportunity, and once we're open, come and hold us accountable.
Residents have told us they will continue to oppose the shelter and will do everything in their power to make sure this stays far away from their homes. In Sheepshead Bay, Daniela Rodriguez, News 12 Brooklyn.